La noche se acabó, pero tengo otra vez contigo. Le doy gracias a Dios, siempre pasándolo contigo en la playa, devorarte como el sol de la mañana, viajando todo el día sin drama, solo tú y yo. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot pa' ti, un shot pa' mí, un shot. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot pa' ti, un shot pa' mí, un shot. Siempre lo pasamos bien lindo, lindo. Un verano contigo lindo, lindo. Ey. Me fui de vacaciones, baby, me perdí, buscando el sabor que encontré en ti. Canela con dolor de Bacardi, lo sentí. Baby, me tiene desenfocado, viendo doble, bien borracho, demasiado jodido. Contigo, pasándome contigo en la playa, devorarte como el sol de la mañana, viajando todo el día sin drama. Tú y yo, un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot pa' ti, un shot pa' mí, un shot. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot pa' ti, un shot pa' mí, un shot. Un día bonito, bonito, un día bonito, bonito. Pasándolo contigo en la playa, devorarte como el sol de la mañana, viajando todo el día sin drama, solo tú y yo. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot pa' ti, un shot pa' mí, un shot. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot pa' ti, un shot pa' mí, un shot. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot pa' ti, un shot pa' mí, un shot.
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I do hope everyone is doing good. So happy to be doing a podcast. So much happening. So many good things. Oh gosh, I feel like we just have these waves of drama that the trolls want to keep us attached to, and then it always just evens and levels out. And I think sometimes when things happened, like what happened with the Archewell thing recently, it comes out of nowhere and it's just so jarring. And I think going forward, I'm just going to remind myself, and I guess I should know this after 4 years, but you know how it is. If you've been in this space for a while, it's just like, oh, are you serious? But I feel like I'm going to remind myself that it's just another thing that they're doing to distract. It'll be here today, it'll be gone tomorrow. Just deep breaths, Thank you, everyone, for coming in the chat early. I wasn't even sure I'd do a podcast today. I haven't actually been feeling too good, guys. Not that I've been like sick, but I think it's because those of you who are in the UK know it's gotten a bit hot over the last 2 days, and I've just been waking up with headaches. I don't know if it's because I'm dehydrated at night. Um, But yeah, I've just been like having these consistent headaches in the morning, put me down. But I'm happy to be back, and I did have the energy to, because I was like writing late into the night, because you guys know that I write as well. And I was just like, you know what? I've had enough of writing for today, but I still somehow have the energy for a podcast. And we know that I can be quite janky um at 2 a.m. with podcasts. But I'm actually still all good at 2 a.m. here in the UK today. So let's get to it. First things first. Beyonce Cowboy Carter tour is a hit. There was so much hate around um Beyonce's tour, and people saying that it wasn't gonna sell out, and I mean, the Cowboy Carter album didn't exactly resonate with everyone. It wasn't, um, I think if you're like a classic Beyonce fan, maybe it didn't resonate with you, but Beyonce as a live performer is always going to sell regardless. Like, I don't even know how anybody would try and argue that, because she brings it, all singing, all dancing, the costumes, the visuals. Beyonce, the performer, is always going to sell, regardless of whether or not um anybody, some people maybe didn't like the Cowboy Carter album. But we know who is a major Beyonce fan, Meghan. And Beyonce herself um, was one of the first major celebrities actually to come out and publicly support Meghan, or give a show of support. She's never like, I don't think Beyonce has ever said Meghan's name, but she's always showed up in ways that let you know she is 100% a supporter. So when Beyonce and Jay-Z accepted their Brit Award via video link, we all remember that, famous video of the picture of Meghan in the background. And Meghan also showed up to the Lion King premiere, and Beyonce did the voice of one of the characters in the Lion King, the Disney's Lion King live action. Beyonce's publicist, I think her name is Yvette, has posted stuff about Harry and Meghan, supporting them before. And then Beyonce actually posted Harry and Meghan's picture on her website, and Meghan reposted that along with some other pictures from their night at the Cowboy Carter tour. So let's have she posted this on her gram. Lovely. Tracy Robbins and her husband were also there. And she came dressed for the occasion, wearing like a cute country hat and denim dress. And just look at how happy Harry and Meghan look. You can't fake this. I've covered it, unfortunately, with the picture of Tracy and her husband and Meghan, but you can actually see Meghan's wedding ring, shining brightly in that picture with Harry with the hat. Um and just being relatively normal people, just enjoying a night out at the concert, having a date night out, you know? I just think that the days of um royals and all of that pomp and pageantry, I don't know. For me anyway, it just doesn't resonate. I don't understand why that still resonates with some people. I don't know if it's this idea of there are this elite collective group of people that uphold um this fantasy fairy tale standard, and by some strange mental osmosis, some people feel as long as these people exist, that somehow there's order, despite the fact that they are um themselves, the royals, completely disordered, you know? Maggie, Beyonce provided security for Harry and Meghan, I read. Well, I didn't hear about that. I just think that I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but I won't say that whether or not that's true, because I don't know. But it wouldn't surprise me that everybody who supports this couple is doing their best to protect them. in whatever way they can, whether it's publicly supporting them, doing things behind the scenes, because really those that matter want this couple to win. And those that are living in bitterness and sadness, um, I think they are just wasting their time and pouring poison into their own cup. This is clearly a couple that just don't give no Fs about whatever misery you want to project onto them. Also, very cute detail in Harry's hat. Archie and Lily's names. A bear, which I'm assuming represents California. The continent of Africa, which is obviously very close to Harry's heart. Ireland and the USA flags. Everything that Harry loves. Oi. And this is the second time they've been, to Beyonce concert supporting her. First time it broke the darn internet. I reposted a picture of Meghan dancing at Beyonce's concert last time on my shorts. That one video alone grew my channel by almost 2,000 subscribers. Now, I'm very careful about posting shorts now just because there's no feature that allows you to demonetize shorts, and I believe that's actually what got me demonetized last time, in that shorts are automatically monetized. But that wouldn't necessarily be my content. So I'm a little bit careful. If you've noticed, I'm very careful about not posting shorts anymore. But that's actually what really grew my channel last time that Meghan was at that concert. Just that one clip of her dancing at a Beyonce concert. Insane. Has anybody been to the Cowboy Carter concert? I unfortunately have never been to a Beyonce concert. The one time that I almost had a chance to was for the Formation tour, and it was I'm not even kidding, like, it was literally just like I think it was like just a couple of days before payday, and I just didn't have the money for it, and then it sold out. So and then it's just gotten like even more expensive since. And then I was meant to see her on the Renaissance tour in Poland, and then that just didn't happen. Oh God. It's like Beyonce just evades me. One day, one day, I might do a GoFundMe. Please send Anne to a Beyonce concert. No, I think Beyonce still has a lot of years in her, so it will happen eventually. I'm actually just waiting for the Greatest Hits tour. I think Renaissance Act 3 will probably be rock and roll, but I'm waiting for the Greatest Hits tour. Also, Meghan's outfit, Carolina Herrera, sold out. Who's the squaddies with the money? Which one of you has monies? Lottie, just look at how Harry looks at his wife. Yes, that is real love. Helen, you're going to the Beyonce Cowboy Carter tour next month in London. Oh, have fun. Let us know how it was. Jenna, that guy that released the video last time still reposts them. They still go viral. Indeed, they do. I mean, listen, the other royals can't compete with this. They cannot give the tabloids what they want. That's why you're now getting things like this. Tom Sykes, who is usually a Palace William mouthpiece, or has been, now writing articles like this. Why is Kate Middleton's nature video so darn annoying? I've said for a while that these tabloids would slowly start testing the waters and seeing what type of click rate and revenue that they could get from throwing William and Kate under the bus. Because I do believe that the Harry and Meghan hate train is eventually going to come to an end. Like, I don't know. It depends on the trolls have in them. Maybe some of them could actually hate Harry and Meghan for a lifetime. But I do believe that it doesn't really have a lot long to go, especially that Harry and Meghan just become more and more successful as time goes on. And also that the tabloids, beyond what Harry and Meghan give us, don't have access to them. So they're going to have to try and figure out another way somewhere else to get those clicks and views. And I've said this before, and I think I'm being proven right. The whole Frankenstein photo and cancer era, I think proved this. The other way that they can get clicks and views is scandal from the other royals. Now, right now, they're all still, for the most part, abiding by the invisible contract. I don't think that's going to last for very long. And that's why you've got Tommy Boy over here writing articles like this. Now, this was in reference to a nature video that Kate and William put out. It had Kate's voiceover. It was honestly I'm not going to play it or the audio. It was honestly one of the most nauseating things I've ever heard. Kate talking about how we should all be out in nature more. I mean, yeah, I guess we should. But the British public are facing so many issues right now that just telling us to go and take a walk, when you get to take a walk in your taxpayer funded palace grounds, girl, please. There was also also the Times hating from outside the club. Did Harry and Meghan follow date night rules? I mean, these people truly have nothing. How was this even an article? Anyway, one of the things that Tom Sykes was referring to oh my god, when he said the video was so darn annoying was this is actually a shot from the video, by the way. They're trying really hard to convince us that Kate and William are okay. Just in case you didn't know, this tweet, by the way, of the screenshot of William behind Kate, that has, I don't even know how many views that's gotten, but it's gone mega viral. Because listen, Philip and the Queen would never, even in their youth, Philip and the Queen would never. Right, I'm gonna go to your comments. Kevon, you said the jealousy from the royals comes from how Meghan does everything they can't effortlessly. She doesn't even have to try that hard. Indeed, she doesn't have to try that hard because it's just who she is. You don't have to try hard when it's your authentic self. And they try to copy everything. And then it's always a flop. There was meant to be Camilla's podcast about books. Don't know what happened to that. Charles did something recently. It was like his favorite song picks or something like that. Legs, you said these over-curated videos lack authenticity. The camera actually has to get in certain positions to allow someone to get these angles. Imagine waiting to pose for those angles. You know what, Legs? I didn't even think of that. And now that you've said it, I wish I didn't have to think of that. But you're right. Resistance. Yeah, Kate was backing that thang up. Twerking. Oh gosh. Oh, like this is where we are. 1,000-year-old institution, and this is where we are. Imagine. Like, can you imagine if we actually brought Henry VIII back from the dead today? What would Henry VIII say? Also, we've pretty much had it confirmed now. They're saying the loud part out louder that the tabloids are losing steam And actually, AI is playing a part in that, in how things are ranked. Because obviously, when they're writing these articles, they have to write things in a way that serves the algorithm to get their articles to rank higher on Google and to be, shared more and seen. So Google AI overviews leads to dramatic reduction in click-throughs for Mail Online. Mail Director of SEO and Editorial E-commerce, Carly Stephen, reveals impact of Google AI overviews. And I think this also just speaks to how the tabloid and news landscape, overall news landscape, even mainstream media, has changed. How so much of it is click-driven and not news and informative-driven. So this is from Press Gazette. It says Mail Online is seeing a massive reduction in click-through rates from online search results when Google shows an AI summary for a keyword which the publisher ranks number 1 for. Mail Director of SEO and Editorial E-commerce, Carly Stevens, says sites like hers need to concentrate their efforts on the most resilient branded searches like Meghan Markle Daily Mail. And again, Mail Director of SEO and Editorial E-commerce, Carly Stevens, said sites like hers need to concentrate their efforts on the most resilient brand searches like Meghan Markle Daily Mail. This is why they get themselves in a tizzy when she wants to use her married name, Meghan Sussex, or Meghan Duchess of Sussex, because they're clinging on to Meghan Markle because it ranks higher for SEO, as well as content that AI cannot replicate, such as columnists and live blogs, since chatbots cannot yet keep up with the pace of breaking news. She said focusing on the brand has never, ever, ever been more important. A new survey published by SEO growth consultant Kevin Indig at The Growth Memo found desktop outbound CTR can fall by 2/3 the moment an AIO appears. Mobile fares better, but still loses almost half its clicks. Now, I don't know exactly what all of that means. Stephen told World News Media Congress last week that the Mail worked with an SEO software company to look at the impact Google AI overviews was having on 5,000 of the keywords which it targets. And again, what you're what you're getting here is just the inner workings of how sites like the Daily Mail work. It's all about ranking keywords. It's all about hitting targets. It's all about search keywords. That's what it's about, to drive clicks and views for their advertisers. On desktop, we are ranking number 1 in organic search. It click-through effectively is about 13% on desktop and 20% on mobile. And this is also another thing. So I used to work in e-commerce, and we used to have these things called heat mapping, right? So they can actually watch different user sessions and see how individual users and how users overall interact with the website. And they can also, through heat mapping, see what people are clicking on and kind of how your mouse moves on their websites. And that's what drives how they build their websites and what gets published. I've noticed quite recently on certain Harry and Meghan articles that more and more of them are being put behind exclusive walls. So you have to pay to read them. When we are still ranking number 1 organically, but there is an AI overview present, that drops to less than 5% on desktop and 7% on mobile. So a pretty profound change in click-through. Stephen said that when Google AI overview appears for a search query, the Mail's average click-through rate was 51% lower on desktop and 48% lower on mobile. She described the drop as pretty shocking. Even in the best possible scenario, with Mail Online showing in the top link in AI overviews, this still resulted in a 43% lower click-through rate on desktop, while it was 32% lower on mobile. You know what they could actually do? Focus on real news, because people are actually very thirsty for it. I actually believe that people are thirsty for real news almost as much as some other groups of people are thirsty for sensationalism. There is so much sensationalism and so much mistrust in media now that a media outlet that really focuses on truth would at this point be revolutionary. And yes, of course, you can see here how the AI is playing a part in this drop in views and clicks for Daily Fail. But I also just feel like people are fed up. So the immediate next question is, what impact does that have on your traffic, and who knows? Because they won't tell us. They will not give us the data within our analytics tools. We're in a very difficult situation where it's actually really hard to quantify the actual impact it's having on traffic. Oh, guess we're going to make less money on advertisers. Google has said that links included in AI overviews get more clicks than if the page had appeared as a traditional web listing for that query. Okay, it goes on a little bit more about branded searches and AI, which I won't get into. But you know, you can see here when. Oh, actually, no. There's one more thing. Actually, at the very bottom of the article, it says Stephen recommended focusing efforts on high frequency search terms that include the publisher's brand, as in the Daily Mail brand name. We get thousands of clicks every single month from people searching for Meghan Markle Daily Mail, Prince Harry Daily Mail. So they actively want to read stories about the royals, but only on our site. So people are actually seeking content about Harry and Meghan via the Daily Mail. You know who they're not concentrating on? The other royals. So they are hate watching Harry and Meghan while the other royals flounder. And they have the internet sleuths know that the Daily Fail is a primary source for these stories about Harry and Meghan, none of which are based in truth. And if I had to guess, I would probably say that the Daily Express would come second. The Daily Express is actually even worse than the Daily Fail. The Daily Express has less traffic, but they have higher output. They churn out articles about Harry and Meghan like no other, more so than the Daily Fail, actually. And the people have made spreadsheets about this. This is actually quite an interesting article. I think I will. I don't want to go. I don't want to read the whole thing because I need to move on to the next thing. And there's a lot of terminology. And I would have loved to actually read this article, understanding a bit more of the terminology and how this would actually affect the Daily Fail. But it just goes to show that how much Harry and Meghan bring these people their daily bread. It goes to show just how popular Harry and Meghan news is, even for people that don't like them. Because if you're searching for Harry and Meghan news via the Daily Mail, you're not looking for good news about Harry and Meghan. And it's shaping the perspective of the people who are reading this. This is why they live in a complete alternative universe where Harry and Meghan, soon to be billionaires, are failing. Yeah, Heather, every time Meghan releases something on Instagram, it sheds her UK image. Or you mean the image that the UK tabloids tried to create of her? Indeed, it does. Because she's reclaiming her own image. Cindy, you said, looking at it from this perspective, and whether Meghan knows it or not, her popularity affects the way the royals move. She indirectly influencing and leading the royals a whole continent away. Indeed, she is. Indeed, she is. Copying everything they do. Kate has well, she went temporarily back to her coat dresses. Now she's back wearing fitted suits. There's a whole thing going on right now because she wore a camel suit that was very similar to Meghan's that she wore at the Times event. Um, let's see. Oh, light side, your eyes are half wide open. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, light side. Oh, we've got more super chats. You said, if you look at William, he's a ticking time bomb. He's holding in so much rage. Indeed, he is. I mean, this is so obvious to anybody who can open their eyes wide. It's just so obvious. It has been for a while. Swaying around like a flag, clenching his jaw. Thank you so much, Alice Langdon, also for the super sticker. Much appreciated. Oh, I think we're going to hit our super sticker target today. Thank you. Thank you, folks. Hey, Cat Harlem. You are not late. You are not late indeed. You're never late here. Shout out always to the replay gang. You are much appreciated. Okay. Let's move on to the next thing. Thank you everyone for your donations and to members. But yeah, Meghan's Instagram is her power tool right now. She posted for America's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, cheers to juggling it all with joy. And to these two gems who still attempt to climb Mama Mountain, smother me with kisses, and make every day the most memorable adventure. Being a mum is the greatest privilege of my life. I too love you more than all the stars in the sky, all the raindrops, and all the salt on the French fries in the world. Adorable. Now that was on her Meghan page. On As Ever, she posted this. We've been quietly crafting something special. Stay close. We're so looking forward to sharing it with you. Now, I wonder what this is. I don't know if the picture offers any clues. Like, is she picking like a citrus? Does anybody know what type of tree that is? I'm trying to think of what this could be. Very likely a restock is coming soon. And I wonder if in that restock there might be some new products. She said quietly crafting something special. So any guesses? Please do let us know. But Meghan will be dropping something very soon. Also, this very sweet gesture, Meghan and Harry sent flowers to the mothers who lost their children due to online harm. We know that there is a project going on with Archewell through the Parents Network where they are trying to bring more awareness to the negative effects of social media and children who lose their lives either directly or indirectly because of social media. And so that very kind gesture, especially, on Mother's Day for them to do that. And we know that Harry and Meghan are very consistent with the people that they work with. Unlike some people who don't speak to their charities for 8 years and then show up on a Zoom call. Oy. Okay. On to this. William, who's not even trying to hide his resentment for his sister-in-law. Now, we all remember, I'm sure, because how could you forget the horrendous article that Jeremy Clarkson wrote about Meghan in The Sun. Now, it came out a couple of weeks ago that William may be appearing in this Jeremy Clarkson's Farm show. And it's now been confirmed. He is indeed. So let's have a read of this from Celebrity. There also just seems to be a trend of the royals awarding people who attack Harry and Meghan. So the article says, I just read Jeremy Clarkson's interview in the Times of London, so you don't have to. Weirdly, Clarkson does not feel a bile towards everyone and everything. I think it's because he's had significant health issues in the past year. Within the piece, he talks about his arm feeling tingly and sore and believing he was having a heart attack. As it turns out, he was pre-heart attack and he had 2 significant blockages. This is the guy who said that he stays up at night grinding his teeth, that he hates Meghan on a cellular level. Well, his cells are packing in and having blockages, and he's out here having heart attacks. Gee, do you think maybe if you were doing meditation and yoga and not up at night, wishing the worst on Meghan, your health might be in better condition? He ended up having an angioplasty and 2 stents inserts last fall. He's also on a strict diet and he's taking Mounjaro after taking Ozempic and hating it. Basically, he sounds chilled out, as so often happens after someone realizes their own morality. But I'll never forget all of the absolutely vile ish he said about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. You'd think that the left behind Windsors would keep their distance from all things Clarkson. You would be wrong. He still counts Queen Camilla and King Charles as personal friends, and he confirmed to the Times that Prince William will make a guest appearance on his Amazon Prime show, Clarkson's Farm from the Times. Okay, so I'm not going to read all of that because that's quite long. As for William appearing on Clarkson's farm, we heard that back in March when William visited Jeremy's actual farm and spent time with some of the stars of the reality show, but not Clarkson himself. Again, it speaks volumes to me that Clarkson's completely vile statements published in a national paper about Meghan weren't enough to ensure that the Windsors would cut ties with him. Well, of course it wouldn't, because I'm pretty sure that Camilla signed that off. She was at lunch with him days before, and Piers Morgan. William wants this to be a conversation. William thinks this makes him look good. He's hanging out with a man who wrote that he wants to be stripped naked and paraded through the streets so people can throw ish at her. William is fine with that because he feels the same way as Clarkson. Indeed. He's fine with that because he feels the same way. And that's why he's aligning himself with him. Insane behavior. I mean, if this Jeremy Clarkson is the best that William can do, while Harry and Meghan are out here chilling with Beyonce. Janae, you said your jam is gone. I need a restock. I would have thought you lot would be using it like half a teaspoon at a time. Like really draw it out until the next restock. Joyce, you said Meghan said more foodstuffs and garden tools? Maybe. Yeah, I see that. Maybe something in home decor or an item for the kitchen. I wonder if they will build the line in phases. So we'll get food products, a few more food products first, and then maybe we'll expand more into the rest of the kitchen. Gift baskets for jams, perhaps. I mean, there's so much they could do. But yeah, I think homeware will definitely be a thing. Kitchen cooking utensils, table spread stuff. Yeah, the stuff for the home, candles, incense, like all of that stuff. Gardening stuff. I mean, there's so much that, yeah, the potential is endless, to be honest. Mina, you said also, I think Jeremy Clarkson are one in the same birds of a feather, always flock together. Oh, indeed. Birds of a feather flock together. Snakes of the same skin slither together. That's my personal saying. Snakes of the same skin slither together. Crabs, scorpions, rats, spiders, all in the same barrel. uh your greedy husband helped himself to his my jam. Oh, hilarious. I mean, the jam was good. He couldn't help it. Okay, I just wanted to end on one last thing. Let's end with some humor. People noticed the collection of badges that the royals have, despite having never actually been to the front line. And somebody asked, Has Edward's badge collection grown?" Now, mind you, I've seen other pictures of Edward with way more badges than this, way more chocolate medals. But it would appear that he has some new ones. So Graham Smith, from the Not My King folk, he posted this. He said, Edward, like his brother, wears medals which either signify nothing or which he is not entitled to. He has 8 medals. Royal Victorian Order, which recognizes distinguished personal service to the monarch, meaningless nonsense, given he is the monarch's son or brother, indeed. Number 2, his Silver Jubilee Medal, a medal for being around when his mum had a party, supposedly for those who community contribution. Number 3, Golden Jubilee Medal for his for this, you have had to have served in the military or emergency services, so Edward doesn't qualify. Number 4, Diamond Jubilee Medal. As before, you had to have made an honourable service in military, police, etc., but it's still just a medal for the Queen's party. Number 5, Platinum Jubilee Medal. Same again, Edward doesn't qualify. 6, Coronation Medal, a shiny badge to celebrate his brother's parade. Number 7, Canadian Forces Decoration for his 12 years of military service in Canada, which Edward hasn't done. Royal medals are a shameful effort to look like they have served the nation. It's nothing more than cosplay and self-importance. Time they stop wearing them or awarding them. Indeed. Indeed. It's to make themselves feel important. But stuff like this, the pomp and the pageantry, the costumes, the Mary Poppins cosplay, all of it still does move some people. Doesn't move me. Anywho, yeah, I think that's all. That's all from me today. We got lovely pictures of Harry and Meghan at the Beyonce concert. Do you think that Beyonce has been to Harry and Meghan's house? She has to have been to Harry and Meghan's house. Blue and the other little ones at Archie's birthday. I mean, that picture, that would break the internet completely. DB, you said Meghan will drop new flavors of the spread or perhaps beautiful platters for flowers, maybe? Legs, you said, with love, Meghan, limited edition cookware from Le Creuset. I think that's coming as well. I think that's coming. I find it interesting that Le Creuset, I don't think they've actually acknowledged the impact that having been featured in With Love, Meghan has had. They haven't mentioned the impact once. But I get the feeling it's because a collaboration is coming and they just don't want to make it obvious. I mean, I showed you the picture just the other week. I was walking past Harrods and there was Le Creuset in the window. So somebody at the marketing team has obviously said, oh my God, our pots and pans are selling out. Let's do a marketing push now. And it was on the window that faces the main road in Kensington when you're driving past Harrods. So I think you're right as well, Legs. I think that collaboration is coming. Alrighty. That is all had for you today. I haven't had a chance to listen to the latest confessions of a female founder. So I will listen to that tomorrow and I'll get back to you with my thoughts about it on the next podcast. Do remember to listen to it yourself and leave a yes, cookies and cream. Thank you for reminding us. Please do leave a good rating, always, so that it doesn't get too badly rating bombed by the haters. All right, maybe out first because I need to go to bed. Love you as always. Ciao.